Shanti. Baba always gives us beautiful jewels to play with the whole day. And it is with these jewels that we are able to learn and grow every now and then. The more we are able to imbibe them, we are able to grow spiritually. And the more we are able to apply these jewels, we get experiences. So one is to have, one is to play with it, to grow, to be mature, and one is to experience them. And we can only experience Baba's each and every word when we are able to practically experiment with it in our day-to-day life. So Baba says that the Srimad that Baba gives us, the Srimad is to be used every now and then, to be applied, so that the experiences we get, we are able to enrich ourselves every moment. And every moment becomes new, filled with new experiences. So there is newness every moment. In Brahmin life, if we see our graph, when we came to Baba, we were all like fully charged, full of enthusiasm, because it was a complete new knowledge. And when we started experimenting with that knowledge in our practical lives, we saw the results, and that filled us with great enthusiasm. This is what I wanted. This is something which I was looking for. And so we are like in a flying stage every now and then. But then gradually we feel all that Baba has given us, we have used them, we've applied them, experimented with it, and now nothing. So then gradually that meter starts coming down. But in those initial days, it was because of the new dharnas that we started experimenting with. But now it is the subtle dharnas, the subtle internal stage that I have to create and experience. The subject today is the power of positive energy. And it reminds me that in Gita, Bhagavad Gita, beautifully it is mentioned in the 2nd chapter that just as water does not have its own shape, in whichever mold you put water in, it takes that shape. If you put the water in a glass, it takes the shape of a glass. If you put the water in a pot, it takes the shape of a pot. If you put the water in a bottle, it takes the shape of a bottle. Similarly, our consciousness has no shape. But whichever mold I put my consciousness in, it starts taking that shape. If I take the mold of positivity, then my consciousness starts changing, becoming positive. But if I take a negative or a reactive mold, then definitely my consciousness is going to become that. So it is the mold that I put my consciousness in. And so I have to choose every moment whether I want to be reactive or whether I want to be proactive. Whether I want to be positive or whether I want to be negative. Accordingly, my consciousness will take the shape. But in that, I have to be more attentive in choosing that mold. Because if I am not attentive, my old sanskaras are just going to start interfering, play, and gradually, without me realizing, they put me back into that negative mold. Because the sanskaras have been there since so many births. And gradually, as we came down, the negative mold has become so powerful that I keep on getting attracted towards it. And that is why we become reactive. Beautifully, it is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita that each human being is encircled by three things in life. One is the comforts, one is nature, external nature, and one is human beings. And so, from time to time, we get dual experiences from all of these three. Sometimes the comforts give us happiness. But when the comforts don't work, because as Baba says, all the comforts, facilities are based on power. And when the power is off, there's no power. The comforts, the facilities don't work. So, supposing we are feeling very hot and the AC aircon is on, but suddenly there is a power failure and the aircon goes off and you are feeling very hot. The comforts are there, the facilities are there, but you can't use them. The fan is not working. So, we either take a small battery fan in our hand, or even if we don't have that, we take up a newspaper or something like that and start fanning ourselves. Means if there is a power failure and those comforts are not able to give me happiness, I don't get reactive, but I accept that situation. The acceptance level is high, and I start using a paper or anything else and start fanning myself. So there is something alternate I can use. I adjust myself to the power failure. I accept that situation. So the acceptance level is high. Similarly, we are surrounded by nature. And supposing in nature there is a great fluctuation in the weather. As soon as the weather fluctuates, one day it's very hot, the other day it's quite cold. There also, we adjust ourselves. We don't complain what is happening with this nature, why should it fluctuate so much. We adjust. So with comforts, facilities, and with nature, we adjust. But when we are with human beings, and today they praise, I'm happy. But tomorrow if there is a defamation, can I adjust and accept there as well? Yes? Can I accept and adjust there as well, or would I be reactive? Knowledge says, as Baba mentions yesterday, in the Murli also Baba mentioned, put something in your mouth. Don't utter such words. Maintain silence. Knowledge is telling us this. But if I'm not attentive, then my old sanskaras are just going to play with me, making me more reactive. So in all these dual experiences, do we accept, adjust, or do we react? When there is happiness, sorrow, we adjust with comforts and facilities. With nature, if there is hot or cold, I accept, adjust. But in praise and defamation, what happens to me? I'm very happy in praise when I get the praise. But at the same time, if somebody is defaming me, and somebody else comes to me and tells me the whole thing, will I be able to accept there as well? So, in order to generate the positive energy, let us start working with it. In Bhagavad Gita only, in the 2nd chapter, it is mentioned that the soul is such a powerful entity that nature cannot lay its effect on it. The sword cannot cut, the rain cannot wet the soul, the air cannot dry, and the fire cannot burn. But each and every soul has an aura of positive energy. When we come to this world, we are fully charged by Baba, and we come. The 7 qualities of the soul is fully charged. And that is why that small child, which is so pure, when it is fully charged, it becomes like a magnet. It attracts everybody's attention. And if the child is smiling, what do? We also look at the child, we smile. It attracts our attention. We don't know the child, but that positive energy is pulling the attention of all those who are around. If the mother is with the child in a bus or in a train, there also, when the child is smiling, everybody's attention is pulled. So when we come to this world, each one's soul battery is fully charged with positive energy. But afterwards, as it is said, it depends upon the environment that we are brought up. And if the environment is quite impure, then gradually that soul battery starts getting discharged. The positive energy just drains constantly. And as science has mentioned, that each one has an aura around them. Either we have a positive aura, either some people have negative aura, negative energy level. It depends. But why Baba asks us every time to stabilize ourselves in soul consciousness? When we are in soul consciousness, we charge ourselves with positive energy. Supposing you have charged yourself morning Amrit Vela with positive energy, and during the day you go out somewhere to work, maybe, and in that environment there is a person who speaks lies. And normally people say, as such we don't get angry, but when somebody speaks a lie, and I know he is speaking a lie, it really makes me angry. Don't you think that? Don't you see that in your workplace? That as such people don't get angry, but when a person speaks lies, and you know that he's speaking a lie, it really irritates. But if we just analyze, why is that person speaking lies? Why? When does a person speak lie? When does a person take the support of speaking lies? To protect the self, because the person is not able to face the truth. He does not have the power to face the truth. So he takes the support of speaking lies to protect himself. And why can't he face truth? Because there is fear. He is the embodiment of fear. So fear is negative energy. Taking the support of speaking lies is negative energy. And you go there after your morning Amrit Vela, you did your class, Murli class, and you go there. And it really irritates you. Or sometimes you get angry because every time he's doing that. So it really makes you angry. Now, is anger a positive energy or a negative energy? Negative energy. So, who's powerful? The person with negative energy, who has fear, so he takes the support of speaking lies. And you have charged your battery, but if he can turn you immediately negative, who is powerful? But on the contrary, if I have charged my battery with positive energy, if I have enhanced my aura to that extent that even though if I go there, and he is not going to change immediately because he doesn't have the power. He is the embodiment of fear. But when I go there, my vibrations are powerful, positive. So, he will not speak the truth, but he won't be able to speak lies also. And after you leave that place, there is an internal war, struggle going on in that person. I shouldn't have remained quiet. I should have mentioned the truth. He would have got angry on me, that's all. But at least I would have brought this to his attention. So the struggle goes on in his mind for about half an hour to 45 minutes. And then he gathers that courage and he comes up to you. Can I speak to you for a moment? And you say yes. And then he explains the whole situation, what had happened. And you say, thanks for telling me this. I appreciate. Now, will his fear increase or decrease? His fear comes down. And he feels, I was fearing him, but he didn't get angry. He didn't say anything. He appreciated. So, he gathers the courage. So gradually, you start empowering that person with the positive energy. Why we meditate and why do we have to go to class, never miss a murli? Why Baba insists on this? Baba insists on this that you should never miss a murli. You should never miss Amrit Vela. Why? Because that is the time when Baba with his Sakash is charging my battery. When I go to class, I listen to the Murli, I'm in that environment. And that energy helps me to just charge. Even if I cannot meditate, but still Baba is filling the battery. Baba is charging me with his Sakash. So this is the first way to charge. When I get charged, accordingly, I also become a magnet to pull those things. If I'm positively charged every day, then I start attracting all the positive events in my life, all the happiness in my life, because it becomes a magnet to pull all the positive events. Many times we have experienced this, and we have heard people saying, you know what, one after the other I'm just encountering problems. Don't we listen to such people in our workplace? I overcome one problem, there is another one. I overcome that problem, there's another one. As if I'm encircled by these problems, situations, circumstances. But why am I attracting those things, negative things? Because maybe my aura has decreased, and in some way or the other, I am getting negatively charged. How do we get negatively charged? Baba's children. Baba charges us in the morning, Amrit Vela, Murli class. But in Murli class, Baba always mentions, Par Chintan, don't gossip. Why does Baba say in the Murli, children, never gossip? Don't speak ill about anyone. This soul is like this, this soul is like that, because that drains your battery. And that makes you negative. And that is why the moment you become negative, we start attracting all those weak things towards ourselves. This is the power. Whenever I see the weaknesses of others, whenever I think about the weaknesses of others, whenever I gossip weaknesses of others, I drain my battery constantly. And that is why those negative events, those negative things are going to happen to me, one after the other. One problem is over, another problem comes up. Another problem is over, and you start fighting. And you feel as if, why isn't Baba helping me? And sometimes you have experienced this also. One after the other, you start getting good news. One good news, another good news, another. And what's happening in my life? But the moment I am filled with enthusiasm, so Baba tells us these are the wings, enthusiasm and courage. The moment I charge myself with enthusiasm and courage, or zeal and enthusiasm, this charges me with the positive energy. And then I start attracting all the good things in my life. One after the other. Everything good, positive starts happening. So I have to charge myself with zeal and enthusiasm. Another thing that Baba tells us is courage. Take one step of courage, and Baba is there 1,000 folds to help you. The 1,000 arms Baba comes to your help. When I have courage. When I take the first step of courage. Sometimes we remember half the slogan. Baba is there to help us. Oh Baba, my companion, come and help me. But without taking that first step of courage. I may be calling out to Baba. Baba says, take one step of courage. This is what is mentioned. And the moment I have that courage, I take the step of courage, and Baba is there to help me. You might have experienced, someone is trying to push you. Let us push this person. He may fall, he may be left behind. Out of jealousy, they try to just push you through thoughts, through words, demotivating words, or some way or the other. But the moment I take one step of courage, and although that person tried to push me by saying demotivating words, but I gather the courage and I start doing something positively. And Baba is there, 1,000 folds. And I feel as if instead of falling, I get the wings to fly. And I'm out. The things, situations, circumstances are left below. And impossible becomes possible for me. When Although somebody tried to push you out of jealousy, but you have crossed that situation with your courage and Baba's help. And we can witness, we can see impossible becoming possible. And you feel, how did this happen? Although this person was saying so much of demotivating words to me, but how did this happen? Because I was not listening to it. Don't listen to those demotivating words and become the embodiment of it, because that is going to bring down your power of positive energy. It is going to drain you. And then by the end of the day, you feel as if you are just empty. So don't allow this feeling to come in. Always maintain, first thing, zeal and enthusiasm. Second, courage. And fly. And you will see as if everything is below and you are experiencing that lightness with Baba. Everything good is happening. But the condition is no gossip, no seeing the weaknesses of others, and no listening to the weaknesses of others. I have to keep myself safe. Then only I'm able to accumulate the power of positive energy. The third thing is, which helps me boost my energy, is Srimad. Srimad. The more I start following Srimad, the more I boost my positive energy inside me, and which really helps me every now and then. That's why Baba says, when you check your chart, see how much today, the whole day, we followed Srimad accurately, or some things just took over. When I follow the Srimad accurately, I can experience. And in the Srimad, Baba always tells us to inculcate the values. Values. Why I have to inculcate values? Because it is the values that are going to increase my aura of positive energy. The more I am a victim of weaknesses, my aura shrinks and the negative energy starts working. So it is only the values, that is what is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Be established in your Swadharma. Be established in your Swadharma. The more I am established in that consciousness of my Swadharma, that is my nature of the soul, the 7 values, the more my energy level increases. And the more I am the embodiment of Paradharma, that is weaknesses, the aura starts shrinking. And that is why during the day also you feel as if, I don't know what happens to me. Today is not a good day. Although I started my day very well, I had my meditation, or maybe if you have missed your Amrit Vela, missed class also due to some reasons, the whole day you will feel low in energy. So soul consciousness means increasing those energy of the 7 qualities. The more I am able to increase that energy, that is positive energy, aura, which I am increasing. And why do we need that? Because the whole day a person has to go to work where there is negative energy. And when I've charged myself, that becomes a shield for me, which protects me from that negative environment. So that is why we need to increase. We need to charge our soul batteries with positive energy so that it becomes such a shield for me. I'm safe in that shield, although I go to the work in a negative environment where people are talking so negative, gossiping here and there, all weaknesses, silly jokes, something, but nothing is going to affect me. On the contrary, when I am there, sometimes people feel, why don't you share something that you practice? So that energy is affecting them, and that is when the talk starts and the whole environment starts changing. So I keep myself safe. I'm able to change the environment. I'm able to change the attitudes of people as well who are working with me. So it is like that shield which protects me from all negative things. Not only that, but Baba has mentioned to that extent that in the end, there will be so many people leaving the body at one time, and there won't be enough bodies ready for them to take birth. So there will be wandering souls, and some of them may be evil souls as well. But if I have increased my positive energy level, then those souls can never stand in front of me as well, never come near me, or not able to play with me. I'm able to keep myself protected there as well. So I have to constantly increase and see nothing is draining me from this. I charge one hand, but if I gossip here on the other hand, somebody's weakness is something, what happens? I drain myself. So even if somebody comes up to you to tell you, this person was speaking so much of negative about you, they were gossiping about you, trying to poison my mind, or just giving me information, what they were telling about me, what they were talking about me. But there Baba has mentioned, when you listen to those things, instead of becoming reactive, give good wishes. Give blessings to those souls as well. Because understanding that they are not able to talk positive, because they are lacking blessings. So the moment I start giving blessings to those souls who talk ill about me, there also I gradually reverse their mindset as well. And after that, they may come up to you and say, sorry. I'm sorry, you might have heard about this, but I didn't mean it, or I didn't want to, but what can I do? I was in the company, and so it just came out from my mouth. So those souls are lacking blessings. Those souls are lacking positive energy. Those souls are draining themselves. So I should feel pity for them, mercy for them. They are also my brothers. So let me give good wishes, good feelings, and blessings. Dadi Janki always mentions this. This is the season to give blessings and take blessings. The more I give blessings, the more I invoke blessings. The more I give good wishes, I invoke good wishes. And when I fill myself with those good wishes, because the moment I'm giving, it's not just giving, but it is increasing my aura as well. My positive energy level increases also. So again, I'm charging myself by giving. Because what I give, I get. It is again charging me. So very beautiful technique Baba has given us. Whenever somebody comes up to you and says, this person was talking ill about you, was gossiping about you, just smile at them, give them good wishes, good feelings, and blessings. And you can stop them immediately. They cannot harm you. Their gossip cannot harm you in any way. But if I become reactive, means I've accepted their defamation, and I feel I'm that, so immediately I drain myself, and because I'm becoming reactive, I start speaking ill about them, means I'm generating all negativity. What will come back to me? That is how sometimes we become a victim. So Baba says, this is the time that I invoke blessings by giving blessings. And those souls really need blessings. They need good wishes. They need good feelings. So when I start giving them that, we change their attitude completely towards me. And afterwards, they'll never be able to say anything. They'll never be able to gossip about me in front of anyone. That is the power of positive energy. That is why we constantly, whenever Baba says, anything has happened, Baba has given us this wonderful knowledge of drama. Drama is beneficial. Every moment, drama is beneficial. Anything happens, even in that, we are learning some valuable lessons. So that is the benefit. So when I take it, accept it in that way, I do not allow my energy level to shrink, to decrease, or to come down. But I keep on increasing. And then you can see how we change. If I am able to do that with my own self, and I change myself, I change my complete world. My world. I don't know about the external world. We definitely lay an impact on that as well. But I change my world. And my world is filled with all good things. And every good thing starts happening with me. This is wonderful. It is like a magic that starts turning everything into positive, which we are aspiring for. So let us not become reactive at any time. Keep our mold positive so that my consciousness remains that. And I start applying it in my practical life with others also, experimenting it with others also. So I said, one is Baba's knowledge, new knowledge, which gives me happiness. When I use that knowledge, apply that knowledge, I get goodness around me, I generate energy around me. And when I experiment with it, it gives me new experiences. So it fills me with new enthusiasm. And this is how we can never, ever feel that loneliness. We can never, in Brahmin life, feel as if I'm alone. But our positively charged aura affects others also others' attention also. And they come to me and they will tell you, what is it that keeps you always charged? Whenever we see you, you are constantly charged. When so many people are saying so many things, doesn't that affect you? Don't you ever get irritated? And we say this is the right time when we have to apply. Because now, as Baba has mentioned in the Murli today also, that as time is coming closer and closer towards the end, Maya will also box with you at full force. Maya will try the last chance on you. The boxing is going to increase. But why should I feel it as a boxing? If I am positive, I have increased my positive energy level. If I have created that shield, Maya's boxing will not affect me. I am safe in that boxing as well. It cannot hit me anywhere because it cannot enter that shield to give me a boxing and feel as if I'm struggling. Why should I feel I'm struggling? Sometimes we find people are struggling so much, Brahmin life, work life, personal life, and we are struggling to maintain a balance. Why should we struggle? When Baba has given us the simple technique of charging your aura constantly and do not allow it to drain in any way, then we are safe. Wherever we are, even at workplace, I'm safe. At home, I'm safe. In my personal life, I'm safe. There's no need for me to struggle. Because in that struggle, sometimes we become low. And that's when I'm reminded of Baba's last 3 words. Incorporeal stage, viceless stage, and egoless stage. Nirakari, Nirvikari, Nirahankari. The moment I have increased my positive energy level to that extent that I'm easily able to go into that incorporeal stage. Because egoless. What drains me is my ego constantly. So when Baba has mentioned viceless, ego is part of vice. But still Baba has separated it. Viceless and egoless. Why? Because the amount of all the vices, their force and the force of ego is equal. So, I have to make special efforts on becoming egoless. Because these two, if they are combined, it's going to be a very powerful energy. So Baba has separated. Practice being egoless by being soul conscious and increasing the 7 qualities of the soul, becoming conscious of it and increasing that energy to that level that I and my cannot work, cannot interfere with my stage. And viceless. Both the energies are equal. All the vices and ego. And this is what we see in the world also. Why relationships are breaking up. Why people are going into depression. Ego clash. That ego clash which they cannot handle in their relationships. They have no solutions. Because they are not letting go their ego. They are so much pampering and nourishing themselves with that ego that it has increased to that level that it makes them fall completely in their lives. And all the other vices in one side and ego on one side. It is both affecting our lives to a great deal. So when Baba has given us this maryada of becoming viceless by celibacy, adopting celibacy. Why do we have to adopt celibacy? Because that can make us viceless very easily. And soul consciousness to overcome ego. So this is why Baba says, Maryada Purushottam. When I start following the Maryadas, I become viceless easily. Purushottam, I become an elevated person. So Maryadas help me. And Maryadas means that which is based on purity. So Baba has given me this dharana in this life. Because then only I can at least handle one, to become viceless, and for being egoless, developing that soul conscious to that level that ego cannot interfere with me. And when I take care of this too, incorporeal stage, Nirakari Bhava, becomes easy for me to experience. That is the power of positive energy. Constantly being aware of it and able to use it, increase it, so that the shield is so powerful that nothing can enter in it. No Maya can ever break through in it. Right? Om Shanti.